Howdy folks, welcome back to Boondockery. Right now, I'm going to enjoy my last breakfast here at the Central Ohio Bushcraft Gathering in Zanesfield, Ohio at Kirkmont Center. The past month has been crazy, to say the least, for me personally. And being able to come to this event was exactly what I needed. Took off after work on Friday, drove straight up here, 2.5 hour drive, and had set up in the dark, and which was no problem, and was camping with a couple of my buddies, John and Bob, and it was a change in temperature. We've had things so beautiful for the past month, great weather, and decided to get actual fall weather this weekend, and so it was a little chilly, and I had planned on doing some filming at the event. However, a lot of different factors, one of which was the weather. We had rain, we had hail, we had incredibly high winds, and then in between the times to where we had rain, hail, and high winds, which was making it inconducive for me to be doing some filming, I would go and talk with people. And so I didn't get any filming done, but I got a lot of fellowship in, and just really enjoyed my time. I was finally able to relax. My buddy John and Bob I'm camping with, they went ahead and bugged out, and it's about almost 10 o'clock. And you know, got up early, went to church services, which was absolutely fantastic. Came back, and I decided, well, what the hey. I picked up some decent loot here at the event, and I figured this will be the video. I'm going to go ahead and enjoy my breakfast, and once I'm finished eating, I'm going to go ahead and get things ready and show you all of the wonderful loot I was able to pick up here at the event. Now, for those of you that don't know anything at all about the Central Ohio Bushcraft Gathering, I'll put an end screen up to a video I shot a couple years ago, walking you through the event, talking a lot about it. There's a few interviews with some of the vendors on that video, and you just get a better feel for the event. It's an absolutely fantastic event, and if you're interested in attending the Central Ohio Bushcraft Gathering next year, you know, you'll be able to get online and search Central Ohio Bushcraft Gathering 2024, and you'll be able to find out all the information you need in order to get tickets. Also, I understand that they're going to put on a spring event next year. As I find out about that, I'll probably be putting that on one of the videos as well. So if you don't know anything about it, check out that video, or you can get online, do a little research, and find out some more information on your own. Now, I have all my loot laid out, and we're going to break it down one vendor at a time and showing you all the awesome loot that I got. My good friends from Schwarz Foods were here this weekend, and I had to stock up on a few more freeze-dried meals from them. They're absolutely fantastic. This time I picked up another chili macaroni and cheese. This is one of my favorites, and this is a new one. It's cheeseburger macaroni. Reminds me a lot of the most popular hamburger helper meal, but she assured me that this is 1,000 times better than that. Also, this was, I think, the next to last one, and this is freeze-dried white chocolate raspberry cheesecake. And I don't have much of a sweet tooth, but when it comes to cheesecake, I can definitely chow down on some cheesecake. Wendell Adams was here, and he is the Prepared Wanderer on YouTube. Definitely check out his channel. He does a lot of stuff very similar to me. He's just a great guy, and he always puts a different spin, a different perspective on the things he does. He keeps everything super simple, and almost everything that he does on his channel is something that anybody can do. So he's definitely one, if you're a novice or even someone that's experienced that just wants to learn a few more things to add to their bushcrafting or survival bag of tricks, he's definitely one to do it. Now, I went over talking with Wendell, and he told me that he is now an affiliate for Special Ops Grade. And that's a company that produces freeze-dried meals. And believe it or not, these are actually meals. And from my understanding, the creator of the company decided that he was wanting to do something that made sense. And he was primarily designing them for the military, but it's definitely something that anyone would be able to purchase and to be able to get a lot of great use out of. Now, what he's done is he's reduced the size of all the meals to a manageable form. Most freeze-dried meals that are out there, they feed 2 people very easily and they'll be full. So he wanted to reduce the size. He also wanted to make them much more nutritious. So he's eliminated a lot of the sodium out of the menus, and he's fortified all of these meals with extra nutrients to make them so you can have the biggest bang for your buck as far as your food intake goes while you're in the field. This is a creamy chocolate shake. That's a beverage. Home-styled scramble. Those are cheddar eggs. Cheddar eggs. Or scrambled eggs with sharp cheddar cheese, shredded potatoes, and bell peppers, sprinkled with Himalayan pink sea salt. And you just add the amount of water that's on here and you have your meal. Here's hearty lasagna, triple cheese mac, hearty apple cinnamon oatmeal, and Southwest medley, which is 3-bean medley with bell peppers, rice, and a kick of paprika and jalapeno. This is vitamin coffee, so it's vitamin fortified coffee, and an electrolyte drink that's 3.5 times more electrolytes than Gatorade. And he also gave me this. It's got a little boogered up in my pocket, but with this discount code, you can get 15% off your purchase, and the discount code is TPW15. And anyway, he told me that he is now an affiliate for these folks, and I'm like, wow, that's really cool. And he let me have one of everything that he had in his booth. And so I'm really going to be looking forward to trying these out, and I will definitely let you guys know what I think of them as I do it. It might actually be a weekend to where I can actually sample every single one of them, and I'll make a video of that. He's also got his hand into making small survival kits, and I went ahead and picked up both models that he has. And this one here is pretty straightforward. It has an emergency space blanket in it. It has a Ziploc bag. You can contain water in that. It has a magnifying glass, or it's not glass, but a card inside the kit. It's all the basic essentials you would find in most survival bushcraft kits. It's got some bank line, small ferro rod, a button compass, a flashlight, storm matches, fire starters, wire, and then the last thing in there is a storm whistle. And put these back in there real quick. So that's a great little kit. And this right here is the bigger of the two kits, and it's only $18. And then the smaller of the two, there is a small wrist compass that can slide on your wristwatch band, a laser cut card with different types of survival type tools on there. This really, I've never seen this particular one, so I was very intrigued with that. And then inside the tin, which tins are also part of your survival kit because you can char punk wood, char cloth, things like that for fire starters. We have a pretty decent finger saw. We have fire plugs for fire starting. We have another ferro rod and a striker. So this was only $13. So it's always great to support these, I want to call them independent YouTubers, people that do everything on their own. They don't have a staff
or a team that does everything for them. Wendell's been around for a little while, and I got to meet him a couple years ago, my first visit here, and he just really seemed like a straight arrow, and just really enjoyed talking with him, and I really enjoy his videos, and I think you guys will as well. But this is what I got from Wendell, the Prepared Wanderer. Now these items are from Survival Gear, Bushcraft and Survival Outfitters. Brian, I'm going to butcher his name, Loftus, he did several classes on bug out vehicles this weekend, and so he's very diverse in any range of these interests, whether it's bushcraft, it's survival, it's tactical, any of those things. And he's incredibly knowledgeable, and he has a fantastic selection of items that you could purchase for this particular thing. So I'll put this up here so you can see that. Hopefully that's coming in focus. But there's his card. Now I already have the large, or the big boy, silky saw. I absolutely love these things, and I've never seen these two sizes available. This is the Pocket Boy, it's the smaller of the two, and the Gom Boy, which is medium. It's a little bit bigger than the Baco Laplander. This one's just a tiny bit smaller than the Baco Laplander. I love my Baco Laplander. It's fantastic. I actually have a couple of them, and I use them all the time. They're great. However, the silky saws, they are much, much better. And so I went ahead and picked those up. I need another saw, like I need another backpack, but you know, I thought the price was fair and decent, and I was wanting these and had the opportunity to pick up both of them in one fell swoop. I got an emergency whistle, and I was assured that this is incredibly loud, and this is metal. I'd say it's a combination of steel and aluminum, but that right there is not going to get crushed or broken like the plastic stuff does. I also have seen this several times at Blackbeard's Fire Starter. It's a fire rope, and I've seen that several times, and I've actually played around with the idea of, well, I wonder how they did that, and I was trying to think of ways that I could actually create my own. And without actually seeing one of these in person and looking at it, I decided, well, it's just, you know, that might be an experiment that was going to have to come later, because I had a few ideas, but the idea of being able to have all of those fibers being able to be flammable on any type of rope that I was thinking about, I just couldn't figure out how I could get it saturated like that. But I'm going to be trying this out, and that will definitely be on a future video. And if it's everything that it's touted to be, it's going to be a fantastic addition to my fire kit. And this is the stuff sack to my Snug Pack Large Jungle Blanket. Now, last year they had these, and I was going to pick one up, and I went back to get it, and they had sold the last one. Now, I've seen a lot of reviews on this, and it looked like a fantastic piece of kit to have around your base camp. I actually used it last night as an insulator for my camp chair, because the wind was pretty high and it was pretty chilly, and even though I had a jacket on and a base layer, my back and my bottom were quite chilled from being compressed against the camp chair. So having this underneath me was fantastic, and this morning I actually wrapped it around me when I was getting things around camp tidied up and taken care of before I went to the church service. But Brian is an absolutely fantastic guy, super knowledgeable. Definitely check his site out and give him a shout. Now this batch of stuff is going to be in two parts. This is the first part, and I have no idea if the proprietor has a name for his company or not. I just know him as John, and when I talk to other people about him, I just call him the bushcraft / survival junk man. The first time I saw him was actually at the Old School Survival Boot Camp. He's been here to the Central Ohio Bushcraft Gathering. He's been at Dave Canterbury's Pathfinder Gathering, and certainly goes a ton of other places. He mentioned that there's a big bushcrafting event in November in Georgia that he attends. Now, I call him a junk man, and that's in no way, shape, or form an insult, because I love going through flea markets, antique shops, things like that, finding things. I call it treasure hunting. Well, that's what John does. He goes to all kinds of different places, yard sales, things like that, and he picks up stuff. And apparently he picks things up very, very, very cheap. So, and then of course he always passes on the sales. When you go to his tent, I don't want to call it a tent, it's a canopy. He has all kinds of piles of stuff, but it's all organized. Like, so you have all kinds of pots and pans, you have cups, you have knives, you have hatchets, you have surplus clothing, surplus gear, and things like that. Well, this was all in with a big old batch of pouches, and there's nothing marked. There's no prices on anything. And so you ask John, how much do you want for this? And then he'll tell you. And then if you don't like it, say, oh, well, you know, do you think you could do this? Oh, yeah, I can do that. Or you say, no, I gotta have that. But anyway, super inexpensive pouches. And these are incredibly good shape. I mean, the labels and everything on these things, you can see the snaps. There were a couple of the snaps, like this one here. This one doesn't even look like it's ever been used. But Coyote Brown is a fantastic woods color, and this is actually a 2 magazine pouch, which gives the size that lends itself to a whole bunch of other uses other than magazines. And I went ahead and picked up every single one of the Coyote Brown ones he had. He also had an entrenching tool with the UCP cover, and it's in fantastic shape. The cover is, and I'm going to be dyeing this, so it's no longer that horrible excuse for camouflage. But look at this. Look at the condition of this entrenching tool. I mean, that's in fantastic shape. And I picked this up for 15 bucks. I asked him how much he needed for it. He said 15. I said sold. Now, this is fantastic stuff. If you have 2 or 3 vehicles, then you should have 2 or 3 entrenching tools in the trunk or in the back. You should always have some type of emergency preparedness items in your vehicle, no matter who you are, where you drive, or anything else. And when you can pick up something that would normally, if this was new, the entrenching tool was new, easily you're going to be spending about 50 to 60 bucks on something like this. And when you can find it in this great a condition for those prices, it's definitely something you should invest in, and definitely something you should be putting in your vehicles if you're not going to be using it for bushcrafting and camping. Now, like I said, this is just part of it. The next part is unbelievable. Now, some of you might be aware of this, but I kind of like backpacks, and I kind of got a lot of them, kind of. And you might be thinking, it's just like, well, John, you got another Alice pack. Whoop-de-doo. Well, my friends, what I own are the Alice pack, medium and large. And they are a different critter than this. This is the predecessor to the Alice packs. They are the LC2s. This is the LC1. It is complete, and by the looks of it, I don't think it has ever been used. Let's take a closer look at it. Now, as you can see, this really looks like a medium Alice pack. However, the dimensions are a little different. And the medium Alice pack, the LC2, actually has a larger volume than this one. There's a lot of similarities as far as your adjustment straps, the snaps, the drain grommets, things like that. You still have the map pocket, but the interior is very different. This is rubberized on the LC2s. This, it's only rubberized on the interior. And there is a little bit of deterioration on that, just a teeny tiny little bit on the interior. And again, the same types of things that you would find in an Alice pack. This, the reason I'm saying that there's no way in the world this could have ever been used, because there are still crease lines in the radio pocket that this thing has been folded and stored. There is no dust on this. Now, John has a lot of really great stuff, but when he got it, if it was a little dirty, that's the way you're going to buy it. He doesn't clean the stuff up, which I don't have a problem with. There is no dust on this. How can you have something that is, well, definitely 50 years old, that has no visible signs of ever being exposed to the air? Now, this is the huge difference between the LC1 and the LC2. And when I was looking at this, I was thinking, wow, this frame is fantastic. Look at the webbing, the buckles, everything. I mean, everything is here. And I was looking at the paint on the frame. As you can see, this is a very different kind of frame. It's a different shape. You have webbing supports for your back that the LC2 frame does not have. You have a lot of different areas to where you can attach different types of equipment and gear. And they actually had something called a small Alice pack that would attach to the lower portion of this, and you could use the upper part of the frame to have a radio or other types of equipment you would strap onto the frame. So the frame was very versatile, and I'm going to find out if it's as comfortable, if not more so, than the LC2 frame. The shoulder straps appear to be just a little bit smaller than they do with the LC2. But as you can see, these buckles, I mean, there's no wear whatsoever on these buckles or snaps. I mean, this is like time traveling for me. It does not have a padded kidney pad with the wide buckle. It has a quick release, just like the shoulder straps do. And again, it looks brand new. And so I'm going to have a ball going through this. When I was first looking at it, I honestly thought that, well, there's a lot of knockoffs out there for the Alice packs, and I was thinking maybe this might be one of them, because there was not a little label sewn on the inside like there is on the Alice packs. So I started looking at it, and then I saw printed on the back here, Field Pack LC1 nylon. It gives the serial number and it gives the lot number. So with that information, I could probably figure out exactly what year this was produced. To the best of my memory, just coming right off the cuff, I believe that these were being phased out by 1973, and they were being replaced by the Alice pack and the Alice system, and I believe that was in full swing by 75, but it started, I believe, in 73. If I'm incorrect on that, please put down the correct dates down in the comments, so folks that are reading the comments, they can get the straight information. I don't have the ability right now to do my fact checking, but right now I'm just absolutely giddy over this pack. And I was very, very fortunate in receiving or purchasing the Alice packs that I have, because they are in a similar condition. They are either in outstanding condition or never issued condition. And they were just absolutely fantastic. I got amazing deals on them. And I know how much the Alice pack, medium and large, in that condition sells for on eBay and different surplus stores. And especially now that there's a collectability of them, especially in that condition. I was very, very apprehensive in asking John what he wanted for this. It was last night, which is Saturday night, and for all intents and purposes, Saturday night here at the event, that's the last night to do business. And it was getting very close to supper time, and he was getting ready to get the fire started so he can cook his supper. And I asked, hey John, how much you want for the Alice pack? And he said, well, I've been asking $80 for it. But I'll tell you what, I don't want to pack it up. How about 60? I have an absolutely pristine LC1 pack system, complete. And I would have to, it could have never, ever been used. Brand new for $60. And some of you out there might be thinking, oh, I can't believe you pay $60 for an old piece of surplus. Well, I mean, to each their own. I mean, this is kind of my thing. And to be able to have something like this that I'm actually going to be using, and it's a piece of military history for $60, absolutely. I was very, very pleased with this purchase. One of the best things about events like these is you meet really great people. A lot of people that share interests in bushcrafting, survival, wild camping. Sometimes you find out that you have connections that go beyond that realm. Maybe you have served in the same unit, you know, at one time or another, or maybe you were stationed at the same military installation. Maybe you've vacationed particular spots, and it just opens up a whole array of conversations that you can have with these people, and you form, you know, a tighter connection. And a couple of years ago, the first time I taught at the old school survival boot camp, ran into a couple guys that said they watched the channel, and gave them patches, things like that, talked to them for a little bit. And one of them had a little coin that you know, he carries with him everywhere, and he showed you, oh, that's really, really cool. And I was looking at it, yeah, that's nice. That's just a constant reminder in your pocket. That's great. He says, I get a bunch of these made and I give them away. When I meet people, we start having conversation, I just hand them one of these, and they look at it, and then, you know, there's that connection. It's a connection between two people, but it's also a connection to the Lord. And he's able to have a ministry through these little coins. Well, he was there this weekend, and he walks up to me, he said, I can't believe you're here. I was hoping you'd be here. It's like I was thinking you'd be here. I was feeling you'd be here. I was led to believe you were here, so I brought you these. Look at that. A whole roll of these wonderful coins. I'm going to bring one in closer so you can see it. Hopefully, it will actually focus on it pretty well. Just put my Bible as a background. And on the back side, and hopefully that's in focus. But all these connections are absolutely fantastic, and it's one of the reasons why I so enjoy coming back year after year. And folks, I want to put everything I purchased this weekend in the pack, so that way I can take that to my vehicle and get a chance to actually wear it as soon as possible. But this has been an absolute blessing this weekend to be able to come back to the event. I love the venue, I love the people here, just to be able to actually get away from the world and truly relax a little bit.
I was able to meet a couple viewers and be able to talk with them, which was another blessing. Get a chance to see people that I've met here from years past, and just be able to touch bases with them, catch up, and just share a campfire and enjoy like-minded company. And it was very, very sorely needed and very much appreciated. I feel very blessed this weekend. Well, I had plans on doing walkthroughs and things like that. The weather just didn't cooperate. So hopefully you enjoyed this one. And I'm looking forward to being able to get all of this stuff out into the woods and sharing what I learn about them with you guys. But folks, as always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.